Anna Kitney here from Bergeon. Today's free training inside the Bergeon Facebook page is to heal your relationship with the divine. This is an opportunity for you to clear your blocks to the creator of all that is, God, universal intelligence, whatever you call this higher frequency. So that's our intention for today. For those of you who are completely new to theta healing is a tool I'll be using to do the energy clearing with this evening. It's an incredibly powerful tool for transforming mindset. It goes into the subconscious mind and it transforms beliefs on every level of your being. So it's a very rapid way to heal and transform without going into drama and trauma, which is why I love it. Out of all the things that I've studied in the last, 25 years, I think, in the last 25 years, theta healing by far has been the fastest, most efficient, and the deepest method for transforming mindsets. That's what the tool I'm going to use today. So I see people have hopped on. Welcome. Hi, Amelia, Daniel, Preeti. Hello, Anila. Hello, welcome. Okay. Right, so intention today is I'm planning to be here for about 45 minutes, okay? As I'm giving you guys the healing, I just need you to say yes out loud or post in the chat. So theta healing can only work with your permission. I can't make changes to your subconscious mind without your permission. That's one of the universal laws in theta healing, is we cannot interfere with free will. So if you don't say yes, you haven't given me permission to make the change. So you must say yes out loud so that the creator hears you, or in the chat, and thereby I know that you've given me permission to make the changes. During the meditation, if you've got your eyes closed, you don't have to open up to type the yeses. You can just say yes out loud, because if you just sit there, the healing just simply won't go in because you haven't given me permission. Okay, all right, so that's in a nutshell. So let's do this. So the first theme I want to talk about is this concept of projecting your father issues onto the creator of all that is. Okay, so in theta healing we use the term creator as a like an overarching definition for divine source intelligence, Allah, God, whatever you call that higher power. Okay, so that's the term I'll be using. If another term feels more comfortable for you, then you can always substitute it. But on the subconscious mind, what often happens is we project our daddy issues onto the creator. Daddy's not listening. I don't feel supported by my father. I feel abandoned by my father, right? So sometimes we'll confuse how our father raised us with our beliefs and associations with the creator, because generally speaking, in most cultures, when we think of God, we think of masculine, right? We think of Mother Earth, Gaia as feminine, and God as a he, right? Rather than a she. And so he up there in the heavens is supposed to protect us and stop bad things from happening. And when we pray, we're supposed to get our stuff. And if God loves us, then nothing bad will happen, right? And so that's not necessarily how reality works. And so what we can do is we can either project daddy issues onto God, or our God beliefs onto our father. Okay, it can actually work both ways. So what I want to do today is do a bit of an energy clearing to kind of separate the two, that your father is your father and the creator is the creator. Okay, so the creator has created everything. It's the creation life force energy of everything. So the divine, the creator, lives in everything. It lives in you, it lives in me, it lives in the nature around you. Every blade of grass, every raindrop, every cloud, every planet, the divine exists in all of those things. So sometimes people have these associations with God with some sort of like man in the sky, right? Generally, people think about, when they think about God, think about Jesus, some white dude with blonde hair and blue eyes who came from Israel, which makes no sense whatsoever, right? We have this kind of vision of what God should look like, and somehow it's a he, and that kinds to be a template. Now, obviously, in different religions, you may have different visual images or representations of God, but actually God is not a single deity. It's the consciousness that encompasses all things. So the divine is in all things, okay? So that's what we're going to do today, is separate those definitions between the creator and father. Okay, we're going to do some work on healing father wounds, okay, that you've been projecting onto God. We're definitely going to do those. So the thing I love about healing daddy issues, it really helps with financial abundance. So I've been hearing, you know, your feedback. I've been seeing your comments, and a lot of people are really, you know, stuck and frightened around money. So working on daddy issues is actually great for money, because generally speaking, daddy energy is protector and provider. Mother energy is nurturer. Okay, so when we work on our daddy issues, it can actually impact our capacity to receive more prosperity in our lives, more wealth, and to retain wealth as well. And obviously, if you've experienced any form of abuse, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, sexual abuse from father, okay, from father or a father figure, this is going to cause blocks in your sacral chakra, okay, in our sacral chakra, in our digestive system, where we hold all our abuse, okay, physical, emotional, mental, sexual is all held actually in the digestive system. So if you've got gut issues, you probably need to work on some abuse issues. Now, in saying that, a lot of the stuff that we're carrying in our energetic field and in our physical tissues aren't our own. Some of these programs I'm going to be releasing tonight are not even yours. They were inherited. In fact, the most of the beliefs that you're running right now in your subconscious mind, that programming, if you will, that operating system, it got uploaded to you from your mother and father and from your grandmother, grandfather, great-great-grandfather, and so forth. So it's inherited. It's sitting in the collective consciousness. It's also from past lives as well. So we carry beliefs from different places. And so you may also be carrying ancestral trauma of abuse. So don't panic if you're like, no, I don't remember being abused. You may be running ancestral trauma. Okay, so we're going to be focusing on releasing what we call in theta healing all levels. So when we release on all levels, release on core. So from the moment you were born to now, we release on genetic. So in your DNA, 7 generations back, we release on the history level, which is 8 generations and further. So we're talking thousands of years ago or many, many generations ago. And history level also encompasses collective conscious and past lives as well, in between lives. And then finally, the soul level. So this physical being, right? This is like the machinery, if you will, right? It's just the place that an aspect of my soul lives, right? But the soul is huge and vast and also has experiences and can also create God beliefs. An example of a belief, a limiting belief, is if you imagine the first time your soul was formed and its first experience as a humanoid. So it's no longer made of light in the heavens, if you will. It's now taken human form and it's now placed on a planet, right? And it has a body, right? And it needs to keep warm, so shelter. It needs comfort because it feels like it's alone. So other souls to keep it company, right? It has hunger. It needs to be protected. It has desires, like primal desires, because it now has a physical body. So the need to like mate, if you will, right? And so it may think, oh, I am now separate. I'm not part of all that is. And it may create a belief of like, I'm abandoned. I'm separate. I'm alone, right? Because of this, of being put into a physical body, okay? So that's an example of a limiting belief related to the creator from the soul level, right? So when we make the change, I make the change in all 4 levels, and I can only do it with your permission. So give me a yes if that all sounds good. Just give me a yes. That all sounds good. Oh, it's a popular topic. I've got 1. So I've got 111 people on today. Sacred number. Very nice. Oh, hi, Heba. Your first time. Welcome. Welcome to the Bergeron community. Hi, Rebecca. How are you, my lovely? Okay, we've got Giada online as well. Giada's part of our team. So if you see her responding to your comments, she's part of my team to support you in tonight's training as well. Okay. So Marcella, don't write in capitals. It makes me very hard for me to read. So yeah, grazie. Please use lowercase. Be easy for me to read. Yeah, it is a great topic. Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool. Right, let's do this. Let's do this. Okay, so let's go and guide a meditation, everyone. Close your eyes, please. Good to hear, Rebecca. Good to hear. Okay, close your eyes, please, everyone. And I just want you to center yourself in your big, beautiful heart. Just becoming aware of your breath and just bring stillness into your heart. And on the out breath, you can make the ah sound, releasing any tension, any stress. I know we've got an international audience here, so if it's the end of your long, long day, you definitely need a nice big breath. And if this is the morning for you, the beginning of your day, it's nice to release anything that's been accumulated. Okay, I just want you to imagine that you're sharing space and sharing molecules with the room that you're in. The walls, the floors, the windows, all the furniture. You and the room that you're in are one. Expanding further now across the building that you're in. And if you're doing this outside in the garden, just expanding out, becoming part of the garden. Expanding further now across your city, across your country, and across the planet. Again, you're not being stretched or pulled, you're simply sharing space and sharing molecules. Feeling yourself expanding. And the more you expand, the more relaxed you become. Feel yourself expanding past the planet, past our solar system, and past the Milky Way galaxy. All the stars in our Milky Way galaxy. Expanding past all the galaxies of the universe and past the universe into a series of lights, bright lights, dark lights, bright lights. Expanding into a beautiful golden light. Expanding further still into what looks like a jelly or jello-like substance with all the colors of the rainbow. And this is the laws of the universe, the law of truth, the law of illusion, the law of karma, otherwise known as the law of cause and effect, the law of time, the law of compassion. This law of compassion is this beautiful pink mist. Feel yourself expanding into this beautiful pink mist. And finally expanding into this beautiful pearly iridescent light, bright, bright white light. You are not separate, you're part of all that is. You are not separate, you're part of all that is. And it's from this place that we can do our healings, change beliefs instantly, manifest our heart's desires, see into the potential future we're creating, see the future version of ourselves and what we're truly capable of. See who we have become once we've healed our pain, our story, our illusions, and really stepped into our true identity, into our goodness and our light, into our purity, authenticity, and into faith. The faith in ourselves and the faith in the divine. Unwavering faith. All this is possible from this energy, from this place. And so in this moment, I want you to feel that you are truly one with everything. One with this planet as it moves through space. All the inhabitants. One with the oceans, with the forests, the lakes, the rivers. One with every man, woman, child on this planet. We know we are one, because if the bees die, we die. If the oceans die, we die. So we know we are one. But you're one with more than just the planet. You're one with everything in the universe and beyond the universe. You are infinite, you are powerful, you are immortal. Remember, it's only the physical body that dies, but you are immortal. Okay, so as I'm tuning to everyone listening live, and if you are watching the replay, this healing will still work. I need to disconnect you from in any past lives where you worshipped lower deities. So this might be like some of the Egyptian gods like Ra or Seth, which was a very dangerous god, which required sacrifice, or maybe some of the Mayan gods. It might have been some of the Greek gods. Okay, so we're going to disconnect you and just mark those vows and oaths with those deities as complete. That in this lifetime you're not choosing to worship only those deities, that you are completely free to access the creator of all that is, the creator that has created everything. Okay, is that okay? So just give me a yes out loud. Thank you. And as this healing is occurring, just allow yourself to breathe. Relax. Some of you are holding your breath. Breathe. Breath brings spirit into the body. Good. If you like, you can put your hand on your heart chakra. That might help to activate this largest electromagnetic field, your heart. Knowing that you're safe, knowing that you're protected, and that you're worthy and deserving, and it's safe to let go of any vows, oaths, contracts, to worshipping, sacrificing, or giving your life over to these lower deities. That are healing, we call them fifth plane beings, whereas creative all that is seventh. You're still free to tune in and have conversations with these deities if you want to, connect to some of the gods and goddesses, of ancient Greece. You're welcome to. But your true connection, your power comes from the creator of all that is, the divine. That's where your true power comes from. That's where your life force comes from. That's where the highest truth will be received. And let's release any shock and trauma that you may have experienced in any lifetime from being sacrificed to the gods. Just teach you that's now over and that you're safe. I see lots of earth angels on the call today. Lots of lovely wings. So I'm going to release anywhere that you're afraid, or you believe that you're a fallen angel, where you believed you are cast out of heaven. Okay, that's a religious program. It's not the highest truth. You cannot be cast out from God because God lives inside you. You cannot be separate from God. If you were separate, you'd cease to exist. So it's an illusion, okay, wrapped up in religion and dogma and story. So we're going to release anywhere that you're fearing or believing that you're a fallen angel, that you're cast out of heaven for being evil or being bad or misusing your power. Let's release that now. Replace the Creator's truth that you're always one with the Creator. Would you like this? Thank you. Just feel your wings spreading, opening. Feel your auric field expanding. Beautiful. I see these gorgeous little halos above people's heads. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, good. Okay. So in this moment now, what do you need to forgive your father for the most? Not God, but your father, your biological father, or the father figure. So if you're adopted, who was the father replacement? If your father passed away, then maybe it's the grandfather or the uncle. So the significant male that represented father in your life. How do they hurt you the most? Okay, so we're going to do this healing together, guys. So as a result of what your father did to you, what did this experience teach you? What did you learn from this? Were you learning to be strong? Were you learning to stand up for yourself, speak up? Were you learning to increase your standards for how you wish to be treated? Was your father your rescuer? Where you gave away all your power to this person to take care of you? And now that you're an adult with your own life, maybe your father is not showing up for you in that capacity. Maybe you're looking for a soulmate or a husband to fill the father role, to save you, to rescue you, to take care of you. You're feeling abandoned. But what was the positive lesson? For this painful experience, are you learning how to be independent, self-sufficient? Stand on your own 2 feet. Maybe you're learning to forgive the unforgivable. And so in this moment, by holding on to this resentment, this anger, this hurt, it's like this ball and chain that you take with you throughout your life. It actually weighs you down. It's like energetic weight. And that energetic weight has a price. It slows you down. It may hold you back from attracting your ideal compatible soulmate. It may even hold you back from attracting the money that you desire, or even keeping the money that you create. It may hold you back from really truly being independent and self-sufficient. There's a price to pay for this. And so in this moment, are you willing and available to completely let this go, that this no longer has to be your identity, no longer has to be your story, and that we can mark the lesson as complete, that you no longer need this trauma, this story, this pain, in order to keep the positive lesson, so that you can be independent, be self-sufficient, have your own voice, claim your own power as a woman, know who you are and your truth without this now. Is that okay? Thank you. And so now just imagine like this thread of light between you and your father. And this thread of light is this forgiveness that's coming from your heart into his heart, whether it's whether he's passed away or living, it doesn't matter. So feel that channel of light going from your heart to his heart, bringing in forgiveness. That you no longer need to hold on to this. It no longer has to be your story or identity, that you are now free. And that you know what it feels like to be free of this story. The story of being abandoned or being the victim. Or even staying as a child waiting to be taken care of. You don't need rescuing. You rescue yourself. God helps those who help themselves, right? And that you know who you are now without this resentment, without this grudge, without this hurt, without this story. Okay, so I just want you for this moment, I want you to imagine that the essence or spirit of your father, alive or passed away, just imagine his essence standing in front of you. And silently in your own thoughts or out loud if you're allowed, I'm just going to give you a few moments to make your peace. I want you to get what's on your chest off your chest. What's on your mind? Tell your Father all the things you wanted to say that you couldn't say, didn't say. Okay, I know some of you are dealing with grief from loss of a father. So what do you wish to tell your Father? In this moment, he is present with you. There's a lot of ancestor spirits. They've been waiting to make peace. Some of them have been waiting to make peace so they can cross over because they have unfinished business. It's time to set them free so they can be at peace and so that you can be at peace. If you've lost a loved one, you must let them go because they will not have peace and you will not have peace. Have the courage to be willing to let them go. Make your peace. So I'm going to give you a few moments now to say what you need to say, whether it's things that you're angry about, hurt about, get it off your chest. Whether it's things that you wished you'd said and you didn't from a place of love, say that. Make your peace. And if there's tears, it's okay. Tears are part of the healing process. Speak your truth. I'm just going to bring in the energy of Archangel Michael just to cleanse your room or your space where you are. And cut this negative energetic cord between you and your Father. The umbilical cord of light, if you will, between you and your Father as like a soul family member can never be cut. What we're releasing is this dark, heavy cord that was causing you so much pain and grief and sorrow and anger and sadness and disappointment. That's what we're releasing. So you may see or feel or sense as Archangel Michael comes with his sword of light and cuts through the cord so that you can be free and they can be free. Now again, if your Father is still living and is a part of your life, it doesn't cut him out. We're just releasing the dense negative energy, guys. Okay, so all that resentment and anger, all the unsaid things, we're letting that go. But your Father can still be in your life physically. And in fact, he may show up in a different way now that you've let this go. Well done. Beautiful. Nice and gentle and beautiful. So part of your homework, guys, is to do a little bit of journaling. And the journaling will really be to really journal on what was the beautiful lesson that I discovered through this painful experience. What was I learning as a result of this difficult experience? What did it teach me? And I want you to just allow yourself to take, I don't know, 30 minutes of your time. You can light a candle. I'd say at least 2 to 3 pages. It's not just a 1-page thing, 2 to 3 pages where you'll just allow yourself just to express yourself on paper and all your thoughts, all your awareness. And I guarantee you that you'll have new insight as a result of that process. What happens after this healing is your energetic field is open for the potential of more release, more healing. So anytime we open up the energetic field for healing, we said yes to releasing, more stuff is ready to come up. And so that journaling process, the divine light's going to come through you, through your crown chakra, through all the chakras. It'll run through your hand into the pen onto paper. And as it happens, you'll find almost like the divine is like, it's called automatic writing. It'll start to work through your hand, through the pen onto paper, and you'll become aware of some really beautiful truths. And you may find you end up having a conversation with God on the paper. You may find you're having a conversation with the spirit of your father on this paper. It may be 2 pages, 3 pages, 5 pages, 10 pages. There's no like limit, but definitely more than a page or two. Like you really want to do this properly. You will find you'll gain more insight, more awareness, and more healing through that process, because we've opened up your energetic field to release. So more stuff is ready to release that's unique and personalized to you. So some of you've had lovely relationships with your fathers, and then maybe your husband doesn't meet that criteria. So now you're like, oh my God, like my husband and my father totally protected me from the cold, harsh world. And then I, married someone, I started dating, and I discovered a whole different type of man. He didn't prepare me. He betrayed me. So maybe that's your belief. Maybe that's your program that you need to work on, right? Or maybe your father was never ever present. You never had the presence of a father, and you wished you had, and you didn't know what it felt like. And maybe you're still looking for that father replacement from somewhere because you never had it. Or maybe you're too afraid to get into a relationship because of your subconscious fears around being abandoned, being neglected, being hurt, or being used, or being abused. Okay, so please do this journaling homework today, if possible, after today's training, while the energy field is open and we've created momentum inside your energetic field to release. Do this next layer of releasing, and you will find new insights, new awareness. Okay, so give me a yes that you're going to do a bit of homework. Okay, I'm going to hold you accountable when you give me a yes in the chat. Yeah, Michelle's saying thank you. I never thought I was holding on so much against my dad. Yeah, it gets layered. Like a little grudge becomes something else, gets layered. And then we've got this all this resentment, and it's all wrapped up, and we don't know really what we're upset about because it's all wrapped up together. Yeah, and particularly when we suppress our emotions, and this is a cultural thing, across the world, where we try and suppress our emotions because it's perceived as, oh, it's wrong to explode on people, it's wrong to trigger other people, we shouldn't dump our stuff, we should just deal with it. But actually, when we silence our emotions and not say anything, it gets suppressed, and it doesn't go anywhere. It's still here, although you may not consciously feel it. Over the years, it starts to create layers and layers of resentment that gets locked in. Like, for example, it may get locked into your knuckles as arthritis. Okay, so deformation of feet and hands and wrists and things like that. That's resentment and anger eating at you that causes this deformation. It may also cause irritable bowel syndrome, right? Where any sorts of food sets you off because you're upset. You're so upset, but you don't know why, because it's been layers and layers of resentment and anger being built up. And it may have been father and other men in your life that it gets laid, it all gets mushed up, and you're like, I don't even know what I'm angry about because it's all mixed up together. Okay. Yeah. Great. Well done, Elena. Good. Feel so pretty. I feel so relaxed with happy tears. Good. Don't we love it when healings are easy and graceful? Yeah. Right? No one needed to die. No one needed to relive a horrific trauma. Yeah. Okay. Right. So we've done a little bit of work on father issues. If you felt like you struggled a little bit in this one, that you were not quite ready to let go, then obviously you can book in sessions with some of our team. You can go to the Bergeron website and book in your sessions. We've got really great practitioners. They can hold beautiful space for you. Amazing things can happen in an hour. Okay. If you're a theta healer, you can work with your theta healing buddy. Okay. Right, so next we're going to open up your clairaudience so that you can hear God. Okay, so I'm not gonna ask this question, but basically everyone hears voices. We all hear voices. We have the voice of the ego mind. Okay, So the voice of the ego mind can be quite nasty sometimes, right? So that ego mind can be quite can be vicious, quite nasty, can put you down like, who do you think you are? You're not that special. You're too young. You're too old. You haven't got enough qualifications. It's not the right time. Are you crazy? It's COVID. Stop, don't spend money. Don't date this person, right? It's very suspicious, and it's very critical, and it's always yapping, always got an opinion, always. And so I still have my ego voice. The job is not to necessarily eradicate the ego mind. Your job is to transcend it. It's like almost like a competitor of you. And so the ego mind will say, who do you think you are? You're not that special. You don't deserve a really good soulmate because, you're not pretty enough or thin enough or intelligent enough, right? Who would want you, right? So I'm not going to ask who's got that belief, right? But we all have this like mean girl, if you will, or mean guy, a little voice, always yapping. Sometimes the ego mind will do the opposite, and it'll become like hedonistic, like where success goes to your head, right? It's like, you're better than them, you're prettier, you're sexier, you're superior, you're more spiritual than they are, right? I do theta healing, they do this Reiki thing, so I'm more spiritual, right? So the ego mind will do that nonsense as well, right? So again, it's about really acknowledging the ego mind. It's like the ego mind is like a child, the child that's like pulling on your shoulder going, mommy, pay attention to me, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. And so the way I deal with my ego mind, and she can be a nasty bitch, my ego mind, I say, thank you for your opinion. I'm going to focus on my mission. I'm going to focus on my calling. I'm going to focus on my people, right? The ego mind will say, what do you think you're doing? You're taking a risk. It's dangerous. I'm like, no, my life is in God's hands, right? So I say, thank you for your opinion. I acknowledge the ego, right? And once I've acknowledged it, that it's like, it's been heard, like I'm paying attention to you. Once it's had its say, and then I return to, like, I pivot, I make the energetic shift. So who's gotten a situation where like a thought entered their mind and they spiraled? It spirals. So someone might have said something to you and it sets you off in a huge big spiral, and within a few seconds you're feeling like devastated, you've lost your confidence, you think you're like a mistake on this planet, that you shouldn't be here, maybe you shouldn't be doing healing, like who do you think you are, right? And you've lost your complete confidence, you spiral down, and then you're like, crap, I feel awful, how do I get myself out of this? Okay, so give me a yes if that's you. Give me a yes if you've ever experienced this really rapid spiral. And so when that happens, that's usually the ego mind taking charge. The ego mind tricking you into thinking, one, that you are separate, right? So if you listen to the meditation at the beginning of today's training, you realize that's an illusion, that's a story. We're not separate. We may feel like we're separate because we have a body, if you will, right? Arms and legs, right? And I'm separate, physically separate to you. But actually, when you recognize on the energetic level, we are all one, right? We are all interconnected. If I hurt you, I actually hurt myself, because we are all one, right? I said to you guys, if the bees die, we die. The oceans die, we die, right? We are all one. So it's actually an illusion. So you're being tricked by the ego mind thinking, well, you're separate. So if you're separate, you're either superior or inferior. That comes from separation. But if you're in the energy of oneness, if you're in the energy of oneness, making sure you guys are paying attention, you're in the energy of collaboration. You don't need to compete with anyone. No one needs to be better than you or worse than you. No one needs to be skinnier, taller, right? Older, younger, right? There's no competition, right? We're just different expressions of the divine in all shapes and forms, and it's all perfect. It's all beautiful, right? So when you recognize you are part of all that is, and you recognize that you can have all that you desire. So if you're not in the energy of separateness, you're in the energy of oneness, then when what you ask, it is given, right? Your job is to release your resistance to receiving, right? So many of you doing your mantras, your affirmations, your meditations, you're lighting your candles, you're doing your full moon ceremonies, right? You're singing and howling to, summer solstice, right? However, you may have beliefs like, oh, it's wrong to ask too much from God. God doesn't listen to me because if I ask too much, I'll be greedy. It's wrong for me to want money because there's starving people in Africa, right? How is you staying poor going to help those people in Africa? It's not. Okay? When you become abundant, you can help all these other people, right? Instead of you keeping yourself in poverty because you think you're being greedy. You're being greedy, right? And so you're asking in whatever manifestation process you're doing, but you have resistance to receiving. So creator wants to give it to you, but on some level, you're creating beliefs that says, I can't have it. I can't have it. Okay. So in order for you to receive, right, you actually have to hear the guidance. You have to hear the guidance, and you must release your resistance, the resistance that you have to receiving. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of work on that now. Okay, yeah, Roxana's saying, I know exactly what you say. Yes, we've all made that mistake. We've all done it, right? We've got into separation, and the ego mind just spirals us down till we don't even want to get out of bed, right? You're under the covers. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and you have no meaning and purpose in your life. We've all been there. We've all been there. Okay. Some days are better than others, right? So in that moment, what you want to do is say, you know what? I know exactly where my ego is going to take me. It's going to take me somewhere to disempowerment, right? Somewhere to a sense of illusion or delusion, where you're deluding yourself, right? Visions of grandeur. That's what the hedonistic ego mind does, right? Makes you feel superior than other people because at a deeper level it feels inferior. Anytime you put somebody else down, it's because on some level you're feeling inferior. What you're doing is projecting, right? So when people are, and you see this with a lot on social media, is this, the trolling. When people are like slaying somebody on social media, all they're doing is projecting their insecurities onto somebody else. It just happens to be on someone else's Instagram account. And the person seeing that post goes, oh my God, they're talking about me. It's not about you. It's not. It's all about them. They're just projecting their crap onto you. Okay, so you never take those comments personally. You just forgive, delete, and yeah, let it go. Let it go. So it's never about you. Okay, so let's release the belief of anywhere that you feel that is wrong to ask too much from God, because there's never too much. We live in an abundant universe, so let's release that. Is that okay? And again, you can just say yes out loud if you would like this download. Thank you. Let's release anywhere that you feel like God's not listening, God's not supporting you, that when you've asked, God hasn't given it to you. That must mean you're unworthy, right? That somehow that you're not allowed. You're not allowed. You've had your share of pie and you're not allowed anymore. So we're going to release anywhere that you feel that it's wrong to ask or that it's wrong to receive. Okay. Because as I'm tuning to everyone online today, I feel like a lot of it's tied to childhood, where like you stole one too many cookies and maybe your mum made you feel guilty. Like, no, you're supposed to share. And you were like, no, I want all the cookies because I like the sugar, right? Right, it's the parasites wanting the sugar. So no, mine, because you hadn't quite learned to share yet. But maybe you're ashamed for wanting it all, right? And that translates to you as an adult thinking, if I have it all, then I'm being greedy. I'm taking it from somebody else and feeling shameful about wanting it all, right? So we're going to release anywhere that, whatever the seed is for you, we're going to release that. Anywhere you'll be made to feel guilty or selfish or ashamed, anywhere that you're punished for asking for more. Knowing that you can have plenty, you can have this beautiful overflow, and allowing others, knowing that others can have their plenty as well. There's always plenty from the universe. And not everybody wants the same thing, right? Not everybody wants a Lamborghini. Not everybody wants a castle, right? Not everybody wants their own private island. Not everybody wants to live off grid and grow their vegetables. Like, we all want different things. Okay, so there's plenty for everyone. Release the belief that if you have plenty that you'll be taking from somebody else. Let's release that. And anywhere you're learning how to be strong, anywhere you're learning how to make it on your own, by believing that God has abandoned you, can we release that so you can bring the divine into your life? Or at least become aware that divine is in your life, because it's an illusion that you're separate. So remember, God lives within you. It's lovely energy, guys. You're very receptive today. You're making my job super, super easy. Well done. It's like been soaking it up. There's this beautiful golden light around everyone. Yeah. So I'm sort of picking up some like shame around asking for money specifically. So money is an energy. Okay, it's an energy. A lot of beliefs around money are trapped in the collective consciousness, tied to like rich people are evil, rich people are greedy. They're only in it for the money. If you're spiritual, you shouldn't charge money. All of that. So I do have other trainings on that particular topic. Okay, so there's actually a training I've got on YouTube. It's called the Poor Healer Syndrome. Okay, so if you've got some money blocks around like receiving money and charging money, there's that YouTube video. And I've got some other like energy clearings on the Burgeon YouTube channel around clearing money mindset. So do dive into some of that free content on the YouTube channel. Okay, very important that you make peace with the energy of money. Money is just an energy. It's just an energy, right? For the creator, there is no difference between this glass of water and the energy of money. No difference. It's all energy. But we create these beliefs, distorted beliefs, then that which says, well, if money is bad and wrong and evil, then if I receive the money, that must make me bad and evil and wrong. So subconsciously, I have to get rid of it. Okay, so if you're a person who's like can receive the money but like can't hold on to it, you've got some beliefs around money being evil, money being bad and wrong, and the moment you receive it, you feel bad, wrong, and selfish, and you find ways to get rid of it. Examples might be manifesting like unexpected bills. It might be just spending money like willy-nilly, or making mistakes with your money, for example, or having money stolen from you as well. That's another one, right? So or just like there's somehow at the end there's more month at the end of your money, like where did it all go? You don't even know what you spent it on. So I would definitely encourage you to check out those free trainings. Okay, so my focus today is really to open up your clairaudience so that you can hear the creator, so you can hear the guidance to know which divinely led actions you need to take in order to receive all the abundance that you desire. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Josh, sharing all the free meditations we've got. Fabulous. Yeah, we've got on the Burgeon YouTube channel as well, Giada. That would be great. Thank you, my love. Okay, so where were we? Right. So, okay. Okay, so then it's the next energy we need to shift is when you ask, and to receive, it must be grounded in the physical. Sometimes like I find spiritual people, they're like love light and unicorns, love light and unicorns, but they're not really grounded. So it's very important that your spiritual being is physically in this body, in your body on this earth, so that you can ground the energy, right? So when you manifest, it sits as a potential in the energetic field, like you're manifesting the money, the soulmate, the clients, the job opportunity, the home, the car, whatever you're manifesting. It's like a potential out there in the universe, and it's sitting across the planet as like psychic energy, as potential, right? And for it to come in, collate, and come from the unmanifest to the manifest, it must be grounded in through your physical body, right? So you actually need to be in your body. But like I feel some of you are like not always fully present in your body. It's like you keep checking out because being in the body is just too painful. It's too traumatic. Either you've got a physical illness and disease where you're like, it's just too painful to be in my body, or there's just so much dense energy and so much trauma and pain, you can't physically be in there because it's just too painful. Okay, so if you're experiencing your life where you're not really being present in your body due to some sort of severe trauma, that's something for a private healing session. It's not something we can do today, but definitely I'm going to be pulling your spirit into your body, right? But if you've got like severe trauma, you need some healing. You need some deep healing with a practitioner, okay? So I'm going to just bring everyone's like spirit fully present into their body, ground you in, okay? Because as above, so below, right? So I want to bring that manifestation into the physical form and ground it into this earth so that you can move forward and take the action, right? The divinely inspired action. So with your permission, just give me a yes. You give me permission to bring your entire spirit into your body so you can be fully grounded on this earth, knowing you are safe, knowing you're protected, knowing you are powerful. And by grounding yourself into this body, you can get this body into physical momentum to create your manifestations, to bring them into the physical form. Whether it's that healing business you've been wanting to start, whether it's going out there and dating so you can start to meet your ideal compatible soulmate, whether it's heading to the gym to exercise to get fit and healthy again after being locked up from COVID, right? Whether it's, manifesting, excursions with your family and your kids. And that you know what it feels like for your spirit to be in your body, be grounded, knowing that you're safe, knowing that you're powerful. Good. Okay. So next I'm going to ask the Creator just to open up your clairaudience. So this is your ability to hear the divine. Okay. So we're going to bring through the discernment of knowing the difference between your ego mind, the voice of your higher self, the voice of your angels, guardian angels, spirit guides, and the voice of the divine. Okay, we're going to recalibrate everyone so that you have discernment with which each of these energies are. And they have a frequency and it does require practice. So I'm going to just recalibrate everyone's energy so that you know what the ego mind sounds like. So like essentially lower self, higher self, your soul, your spirit guides, guardian angels and angels, high masters, and the Creator. Okay, with your permission, if that's okay. And if you hear a little buzzing in your ear, that's okay. It's just the angels talking to you. If you feel a popping in your ear, that's also okay because we're recalibrating your clairaudience. Use your breath. And if you're feeling like a shift in your throat, your clairaudience is linked to your throat because as you hear the truth, you also speak the truth. So if you're feeling like energy shifting in your throat or you're coughing or a bit of a grizzle, have some water as the energy shifts and moves for this recalibration. So you know what it sounds like, what it hears like, that you have discernment for the different planes of existence. And create this truth that you know that your higher self and your soul is more powerful than the ego mind. That you already know how to return to your inner truth, to your wisdom. Always. Okay. So we've done the recalibration. Practice is going to be required. So if you're a theta healer, you're going to learn to practice to have conversations with your higher self and the angels, okay? To learn to master this now. Like we've done the recalibration. You now need to learn how to use the tool. And that comes with practice, right? It's like I'm giving you the instruction manual for like how to operate a car. You now need to operate your car. Okay, that's how that works. Okay, so practice. This might be with your fellow theta healing buddies or in practice groups and things like that. Or even on yourself as well, practicing the angel readings, which you learned on basic, mediumship readings on advanced, connecting to your higher self, which we did on advanced. Like I talk to my higher self all the time. Like she's fabulous. She loves me. She wants the best for me. So I have a chat with my higher self and my soul. I do a lot of conversing with my soul as well. My soul has its agenda for this incarnation as well. So I'm always kind of liaising with my soul. And then obviously the Creator, that's like an ongoing thing. ABC, always be connected, right? You're never separate from the Creator. It's an illusion of like, oh, I need to close my eyes and go into meditation to connect. It's the story you need to tell your ego mind so it shuts up so you can hear the divine talking to you through the stillness of your mind. That's what the meditation does. It reminds you that actually you're always connected, and the ego mind gets bored and it checks out, right? But the meditation doesn't connect you up. You're always connected. It's just the story you've been telling yourself, the illusion and the chatter of the monkey mind, if you will. Okay, so the way I like to silence the monkey mind and really connect to my truth is because we can tell porcupines to ourselves, right? It's like, oh, I really feel aligned not to work today. I really should be by the pool because I've worked really hard all week and I really need the rest and self-care, right? And it sounds really like feels aligned and it feels juicy and it feels good and the swimming pool feels really good, or, being by the beach feels good, right? There's another little voice saying, yeah, but you've got your promised people. You've got to show up. You've got this program to deliver, or you've got to do a Facebook Live, right? Yeah, I'm talking about my ego voice this morning at about 10 o'clock when my kids were packing to go to the swimming pool, right? And she was saying, oh, but you deserve to rest and self-care. You got to put yourself first. And it all sounds so aligned, right? And the other little voice is saying, yeah, you have your promised people. So how do you know the difference between what feels so aligned and what feels like your ego mind trying to like, no, don't do this. You're not good enough. Like go rest, go do something else, go to distraction, right? Go to distraction, which looks and is concealed as self-care, right? And like, I know everyone resonates. I know you guys get what I'm talking about. How do you know the difference between what feels like so aligned and what is the ego mind trying to trick you, right? Because there are days where like I've got so much on my agenda, and my mission, my calling is very much soul-led. Like I do this because I'm guided by the divine, right? From a day-to-day basis, I'm guided. But sometimes the ego mind will have its own agenda. So how do we know what feels truly aligned and when it's time to get to work? Because sometimes my physical body may be like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I've been working, I'm exhausted. I need the self-care, I need the rest, and my soul is pulling me towards this mission. How do I know when to take care of myself, when to do the work that is required, and when it's time to rest? The way you know is you ask the divine. That's how you know. So you go into that stillness, you go into meditation, the monkey mind silences, so you're no longer influenced by her and her opinion, right? You connect to the divine, you can connect with your soul, and you can ask yourself this question: what is this moment for? What is this moment for? Today, right now, I'm exactly where I need to be. Exactly where I need to be. I didn't need to be by the pool. I need to be right here in this very moment. The pool will be there tomorrow. It's Friday. The boss will give me Friday off because I'm the boss. Apart from my one client tomorrow, Hanana. We're seeing her tomorrow. I normally don't do clients Fridays, but I made an exception. So tomorrow I'll be by the pool, right? But what is this moment for? So in any time in your life where you're questioning, like, what is so aligned? What is my ego mind trying to trick me into, like going into avoidance, masters something else like self-care? You can always ask, what is this moment for? And you will know. It'll come like laser truth of like, okay, this is exactly what I need to do. And sometimes the moment is for something difficult, something challenging, which is going to stretch you outside of your comfort zone, right? It's going to challenge you because your soul wants to help you to grow. In order to fulfill your mission, you need to expand more of who you are. The divine is always expanding, and it's wanting to expand itself through you, through this physical body, and it needs to expand through you so that you can fulfill your purpose, your mission, right? Your divine purpose, right? So sometimes that guidance will be the difficult thing, the uncomfortable thing, the hard thing. It may be the thing that you have to do for like, all day, even though you'd rather be at the pool, by the beach, reading a book, getting a massage, right? Getting a manicure, right? Or sometimes being with your kids, right? But then there'll be times for you to rest, time for you to have the self-care when you ask the question, what is this moment for? Okay. All right, so thank you so much for joining me on today's training. I am going to get Jared to post the link for the strategy course. So I know I've seen lots of questions and I haven't been able to get to all the questions. So if you're looking for a specific reading, then obviously I encourage you to book in a theta session with one of our team for specific intuitive readings and healings. Okay, we have the You and the Creator course coming up. So for my theta healers who've done basic, advanced, and dig deeper, You and Creator is now a prerequisite. As of this month, it is now a prerequisite for all other classes. Okay, so you must have that class in order to do like world relations, which is releasing unconscious bias to create international business. Okay, intuitive anatomy, which is our mastery class. The DNA 3 and some of the other electives as well. So you will need this as a prerequisite. When you release your beliefs to do with the Creator, you are then able to receive all the abundance because you're asking. You've been asking, you've been manifesting that. Where is my soulmate? Where's the money? Where's the car? Where's the opportunity? Where are the clients? You're asking, and it's not showing up. It's not that the divine doesn't want to give it to you. You have resistance. You have resistance to receiving. Your job is to release the resistance to your receiving. Once you release the resistance, the stuff shows up so quickly, it'll blow you away. Like, I've been doing this theta healing for like 14 years now, I think, and it still blows me away how fast it works, how powerful it is. So definitely you will be wanting to be clearing your resistance. Okay, so you can book in for a strategy call. Thank you, Jada. She's posted in the You and Creator course. Okay, or you can book in for a strategy call and speak to our team about like where you're stuck, what's going on for you, and really, you know, whether it's going to be sessions or courses are going to be a best fit for you. You can, you know, speak to Lucy or Jada on those calls. Okay, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining me. The plan for the next one, I actually have it in the calendar. I'm organized for a change. I had my team grilling me that I need to be more organized. So the next one will be on the 5th. On the 5th of August, it'll be at 6 p.m. London time. The topic will be on weight loss through theta healing. So weight loss through theta healing is changing beliefs. And I'm not going to have you like jumping on one leg doing HIIT workouts. Although of course you can do that. It's more about releasing energy. When you release like energetic weight, it comes off the body as well. Okay, so that's going to be the next topic for the 5th of August. So put that into your calendar, but obviously I'll notify you guys inside the Facebook group, but that's the next one. So the plan is kind of like doing them every couple of weeks. Okay, all right, fabulous, brilliant. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Lucia. You're welcome. Natty, thank you very much. I did see your comments, Marcella. My advice is definitely book in for a strategy call with our team. They can help you. Yeah. Fabulous. Okay, guys. Yeah, everyone wants weight loss. Yes, me too. Me too. It's for me as well. Okay, lots of love and see you next time. Bye.